You are also probably aware that the recent pandemic, COVID-19, is affecting older adults at a much higher rate. In fact, deaths from the COVID-19 rise dramatically after age 55, with 8.4% before age 55 and 91.6% in adults age 55 and above. The AFRESH program directly addresses actions that can be taken to increase knowledge and awareness and reduce risk of contracting the virus. The AFRESH program is designed specifically for adults who have reached age 50, an important decade and milestone. Our 50s are a time point when weight gain and blood pressure often become a problem. Cholesterol and blood sugar levels may rise, and risk factors for chronic diseases and certain types of cancer are more prominent. Age 50 is a good time to refocus on lifestyle and the many factors that influence our general health. At this point in life, there are less distractions and more time to focus on staying healthy. Age 50 and beyond is a good time to refocus on safety as well as our physical, mental, and emotional health. 4 components highlight the AFRESH program. First, AFRESH focuses on changes in our bodies as they relate to the body's ability to make energy. Energy is needed for all body functions, including the most obvious, such as movement and strength, but also the less obvious, like brain function and heart health. Second, AFRESH recognizes that lifestyle change is hard, and that coaching or support from knowledgeable partners can help. Third, AFRESH incorporates an understanding that habit formation is essential to making lifestyle change that is sustainable. We make habit formation a priority before we begin to focus on achieving targeted goals for exercise, weight loss, or diet change. Fourth, AFRESH emphasizes safety and the measures that we can take to stay safe and prevent injury. Finally, and perhaps most important, AFRESH acknowledges that life eventually comes to an end for everyone and takes a realistic look at the trajectories of aging that eventually lead to end of life. We know that if we can think about the end of life well, before we get there, we can live a higher quality life, experience better while living, and live longer. AFRESH talks about the word frailty, an unappealing term, but important condition that often precedes the final phase of life. Helping people understand what frailty is and how to mitigate and delay frailty can be pivotal in prompting lifestyle change. Now, let's talk a little more about these 4 components. The reason we talk about energy and aging has to do with the word frailty. Frailty happens as we age because of the slow and gradual loss of the body's ability to make energy. As our bodies lose the ability to make energy, we become weaker. As older adults get into their 70s and 80s, they often begin to experience falls, and if an older person falls, it is much harder to recover from an injury than when they were young. The word energy is a physics term that represents the conserved quantity of an unseen substance that cannot be created nor destroyed, but that is essential to make things work, including all bodily functions. In the human body, all energy comes from special organelles within our cells, called the mitochondria. Mitochondria, or energy engines as we call them, are most abundant in our cells in our late 20s and early 30s. As we age, we gradually lose the ability to make energy by about 0.5 to 1% per year until we reach the end of life. Over time, we slowly lose the number of mitochondria in our cells, as well as the quality of the energy engines that we still have. We can create new energy engines by creating the demand for them, and we can make lifestyle changes that help maintain the quality of our energy engines. Going back to the 3 energy tanks we showed you, when we are young, we have plenty of energy in the potential tank. Even if we are out of shape, we can fill that tank back up pretty quickly through exercise. As we age and our energy engines or mitochondria lessen and don't work well, we begin to borrow from the available tank. Signs of borrowing include getting short of breath easily, muscle and joint aches, and indigestion. As we get near the end of life, the potential tank is depleted and the available and essential tanks are markedly reduced to the point that we don't have enough energy to sustain life. Now, let's talk about habits. Habits are developed over time. Sometimes they are not good, but sometimes they are bad. Let me say a little bit more about that. Habits are automatic tendencies or practices. Habits are an effort-saving instinct of the brain, designed to help the brain function more efficiently. An efficient brain doesn't have to constantly think about basic behaviors, and they occur when the brain converts a sequence of actions into automatic routine as we repeat those actions over time. A good habit is brushing teeth every morning, and a bad habit is eating too many sweets. Both are perpetuated because of the science of habit formation. Habits involve three components. First, a prompt or a cue tells the brain to go into automatic mode and which habit to employ. Second, a routine is established, be it a behavior, thought process, or emotion. Finally, a reward or outcome occurs that tells the brain whether the habit is worth remembering. For a good habit, the reward might be a sense of accomplishment or tangible evidence of success. For a bad habit, the reward might be a temporary sense of relief that one gets from drugs or alcohol, or a sense that we are mistakenly somehow protecting ourselves when we engage in certain emotions like anger, judgment, and jealousy. Over time, these components, prompt, routine, reward, become automatic and intertwined until a habit is formed. To form a habit, three things have to occur. First, we have to feel motivated to do the behavior. An example might be taking a shower because I want to feel clean. Second, we have to have the ability to do the behavior. I have no difficulty turning the water on and getting in and out of the shower. Finally, we need a trigger. I am really sweaty from being out in the hot weather all day. I think I'll take a shower. Taking a shower falls in the action green zone. Some final important points about forming a habit include 1. Clarifying the aspiration, 2. Exploring all possible behavior options, and 3. Matching the chosen behavior with another specific behavior. This slide gives an example. Let's say I aspire to feel more energetic. I know that we build energy through physical activity, so I choose the behavior of walking. My options include 1. Going outdoors to walk where I can enjoy nature, 2. Walking on the treadmill in my basement, or 3. Walking back and forth in a long hallway for 20 minutes. I decide to walk in nature, but to use the hallway if the weather is bad. Finally, I decide to walk in the morning right after I eat my breakfast. I'm brighter in the morning, and if I walk first thing, I feel a sense of accomplishment. Most people do not like to think about their own death. In fact, we unconsciously avoid thinking about it because of the unpleasant emotions and ambivalent feelings that surface when we do consider our mortality. This is called death denial. As we age and begin to realize our vulnerability to death, we often resist those thoughts because they make us uncomfortable. But the truth is that we are all going to die, and facing our aging, vulnerability, and mortality can actually improve our happiness and bring a sense of peace and relief. Research shows that people who contemplate their aging and mortality live better and longer than those who don't. Within the Refresh program, we talk about trajectories of aging that lead to the end of life, including the development of frailty. We also talk about the most common signs that end of life is approaching and strategies to think about in preparation. During the Refresh program, we will cover 8 specific focus areas and we will cover one topic per week. A speaker will spend about 25 to 30 minutes covering the topic in the slide presentation. The speaker will explain why the topic is important to think about as we age and will offer practical advice and tips for setting goals in the particular focus area. For example, during the Safety Week presentation, the speaker will talk about 1. Home safety, 2. Driver safety, 3. Fall prevention, and 4. Staying safe during the COVID pandemic. After the speaker presents, we will divide the AFresh participants into small breakout groups, and you will be grouped with 2 student volunteers who want to get to know you and help support you throughout the program. For about 30 to 45 minutes, your small group will talk about the weekly topic. This is where you might talk about elements of habit formation. Do you have any aspirations about the topic? Do you want to explore behavior options? If you decide to set a goal, what specific behavior would you match tiny behavior steps with to achieve the goal? In our module or topic area on physical activity, you will learn about how much time each week we need to engage in exercise that maintains strength, endurance, balance, and flexibility. All 4 are important, and we can help you decide what works best for you. In our nutrition module, you will learn about the most important food sources for the aging body. We also discuss the importance of drinking water to hydrate the cells of our body and the amount of fiber needed on a daily basis. Mind-body health focuses on the link between our brain and thought processes and the effect that the thinking mind has on the rest of our bodies. This is an important and interesting topic. In our sleep and rest module, we will discuss how much sleep is needed for health and wellness and ways to ensure a good night's sleep, as well as calm and relaxation during the day. Relationships and community emphasizes the importance of social connections. Our safety module focuses on 3 areas specific to aging: safety in our home, driving safety, and fall prevention. In this period of coronavirus, we also include a module to help you understand why older adults are affected so differently. Finances and legal issues focus on topics related to aging, like wills, records, power of attorney, and important documents. Finally, the healthcare decision-making module prepares individuals for health-related issues that may occur as we age and encourages us to think ahead and make important decisions ourselves so that our personal wishes are respected. The AFresh program covers information that can help individuals feel empowered to manage their own personal trajectories of aging and to age more contentedly. AFresh entails an understanding of frailty and the pathways that lead to end of life, but also the many things that we can do and the many actions that we can take to be in charge of how our personal aging process plays out. Life is precious, and every life contributes to value to society, communities, and relationships. AFresh aims to help older adults realize their value while on their personal aging journeys. A legacy is what we pass down to others or what we want to be remembered by. What will you be remembered by? What do you want that to look like?